Welcome back to HB Unfiltered Sports Talk. I'm joined by the Stiff Brownie, the intern, and I'm the Dirtbag. Today's show is brought to you by J3 Supply for your hoses and fitting specialists. Come on down, Huntington Beach. Great guys. Remember to go to our website, hbunfilteredsportstalk.com. Check out our merchandise. Try to support us as much as you can. Also go to YouTube and hit link and subscribe. That will really push our product and help us get to where we need to be going forward.
It's free 99, people. Free 99.
Free 99. All right, we got to talk about this World Cup. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for multiple reasons, but mostly because these women's soccer players who feel like they've just been like they're disrespected, they don't get commercials, they don't get their social media plugs. They're getting all that. Now they forgot how to play soccer.
That is correct. That was embarrassing the other night.
You know, you are representing the United States, and also you play in one of the greatest countries in the world. Yes, we're struggling right now. We're becoming a third world nation because of all sorts of other bullshit. But we are still one of the best countries to play for in the world. And for you to stand there, and I know you're not kneeling, but you're not singing, you're not crying. All these other countries are passionate about their country and proud to live where they live and playing for their family members, their friends.
Yep.
And the people before them, their grandparents.
And they're coming from countries that have maybe, like such small populations.
Small populations. I mean, Netherlands, 17 million, 10 million in Portugal, and we have 375, and they are kicking our ass.
Yep.
Making us look horrible. Just watching it and watching how this is all unfolding,
Yep.
like knee. Them showing up wearing suits like we're all business.
Talking shit and not even being good.
Talking shit and not backing it up, basically, is what it's come down to.
Yeah.
You were talking so much shit and not backing it up. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm just like...
What?
I'm like speechless. I'm telling you right now, they got Sweden next. And Sweden was the last team to beat the U.S. And they're a good team. Their goal differential was 8, which was second only to Japan.
Japan looks great, by
Japan,
the way.
a goal differential was 11, by the way.
Great.
In just 3 games. That's pretty damn good. They're putting the ball between the 2 pipes.
Dirtbag, let me ask you a question here. Okay, so you got the 4 major sports in men's, and then I've always thought like track and field, and then we have our soccer.
Right.
What is it? What?
Don't forget pickleball's gaining steam.
It is gaining steam. Yeah, I've seen that on the
Pickleball.
It's
everywhere.
I've seen it on the Ocho.
Pickleball. Then between ping pong and regular tennis, it's wild.
So you have the women. What sports are they playing? I would think that soccer would be up there with potentially basketball, maybe.
Yes.
And tennis and golf.
That's
what are the other
sports
that they can that they would be doing? So what you're telling me is this is one of the biggest sports in our country for women.
Yes.
We have arguably the best athletes playing for this team.
Infrastructure, crazy. Great colleges.
Is it a coach thing, or is it the whole older regime versus the new young girls? I've seen a lot of social media BS, which it seems like they're more worried about their TikTok videos and their Instagram hits than kicking the ball through the fucking goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm over Rapinoe, Morgan. I'm over all the
all
older ones. The younger ones like Rose, Sophia, at least they want to go out there and actually
Smith,
play.
Rodman, they're beasts.
Yes, I'm going younger generation, and that gets to start right after Sunday, after Sweden kicks our ass.
Do you think?
Guaranteed that's happening, by the way. Plus 275, take it. You heard it here. You're going to make 3 times your money.
Yep.
Free money. Free money.
I just look at the coach, and I see the coach like either having his hands tied because he doesn't know how to get rid of the old regime and their whole, alphabet community, BLM movement bullshit, and then the younger girls that want to actually fight and score and do the right thing for the country. I don't know if he's just a bad coach, because I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Or if his hands are tied because he can't tell a Rapinoe or an Ertz or...
I'll tell you right now.
Sit down and shut up.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you saw, but after 0-0, they all brought it in like a little kumbaya moment. And who was the first person to speak? It was not the coach. It was a player. And it wasn't Rapinoe. It wasn't Morgan. It was some random other person that was giving everybody shit like, hey, we're better than this. We played terrible tonight. We have to come together. And I'm like, this is the wrong person who's speaking right now. I don't even know who it was.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It seems like they don't have the guts that they used to have with the Carly Lloyds and the Chastains,
Mia Hamm.
You know, like they do if they want. But what I noticed in that last game specifically is there's a lot of young talent sitting on the bench.
Yes. I would definitely play Rose Sophia. I'm putting in that 18-year-old.
Oh, she's awesome.
I'm playing her. I'm not waiting. I'm not even playing Rapinoe, by the way. I saw her play. She played horrible. She had a couple times where she could have got the ball on goal, and she almost whiffed kicking it. You know, because she's just worried about her social media. They're worried. There's a commercial rolling around out there about them being the GOAT. Greatest of all time.
How selfish is she? She
Egomaniacs.
literally said right before the World Cup, I'm retiring. That should get these girls fired up.
Gets me fired up. Please, go away. Go the fuck away.
Yep.
Stay away. Stay out of social media. Go away. You are so overrated. I saw her stat.
So overrated.
I saw her stat. It was like 8 assists over 96 games. That is not Messi-like. That is average. That's not even average. That's below average.
I really like that.
8 assists in 96 games. That means 88 of them, you didn't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah. But she's the teal-haired goat. So they play Sunday, the 6th at 2 a.m. Correct?
2 a.m. Oh, the places are going to be packed for this one.
Yeah.
Get your tickets. Make sure you get a seat. Call every place and make sure they're open. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of this. What? Why? No.
Yeah.
No, we're closed.
Who cares?
We're closed. I think you can go to High Roy's. High Roy's might have it. But you're just going to be with a bunch of drunks who have no idea what women's soccer is about. Back to Legends.
Okay. Speaking of Legends, what about this day in sports?
Let's go to this day in sports. What happened this day in sports history?
Well, actually, this is the anniversary. Tomorrow, August 3rd, is a pretty impressive date. August 3rd, 1936 is the anniversary of the greatest 45 minutes of sports, where Jesse Owens, in less than an hour, equaled the world record and then broke 3 others. Equaled the 100-yard dash world record, smashed the long jump where he jumped almost as long as a London double-decker bus. He broke the 200-meter record and then the 200-meter hurdles. And really amazing athlete. And one of the shocking things that I learned about Jesse Owens is that despite being such an amazing track and field athlete, he was a smoker. And he actually died of lung cancer in 1980 at the age of 66.
Wow. Wow, lung darts. Who knew?
A lot of those guys back then, though. I mean,
Take that, Hitler.
You heard
Take
the
that,
stories
Hitler.
about Babe Ruth, where he gets done with a game and he'd be drinking whiskey and a pint of beer and smoking a stogie across the street. I mean, all those guys did that.
Hitler is turning over in his grave right now. Not only was he a black guy that beat our fucking white dominant athletes, but he was also a smoker? Oh my God! He must be just rolling around in dirt right now somewhere in Argentina. Good Lord. That is awesome. I love to hear that. I wonder what Marlboro? He was a Marlboro man.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're done with the trade deadline. What do you think now?
Well, now
Who's the winners? Who's the losers?
Well, Astros won. I actually think the Dodgers won. I think the Dodgers got the help that they needed. And now it's just about getting healthy. Getting Urias back on the right track. Getting Kershaw back in the mix. They got guys coming
Their young
off
pitchers have done a great job.
Hey, Billy Miller, he is 24, so I'm going to stick with Billy Miller. And Sheenan's doing well. I think they did not trade any of their top 10 prospects.
Yeah. Not one, not the catcher, not any of the pitchers.
They got guys like Joe Kelly, who are fan favorites, Kiki Hernandez. I mean, Lynn, he threw last night. I know he gave up 3 homers, but it wasn't until the 7th inning.
Right.
He was actually pitching a shutout going into the 6th. He pitched pretty well in his debut for the Dodgers. So I think they're winners. I think the Orioles are winners.
I like that Flaherty guy from St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
that they got.
yeah.
You know what I like?
What happened to St. Louis?
What I like about him is that he has playoff experience. He's been on those teams that they made massive runs on. He can pitch. He's going to be some great veteran help to the Baltimore Orioles. That team is very exciting to watch. They put up points.
I'm hoping Baltimore can do it. It is going to be interesting now that Bichette's got hurt for the Blue Jays. They're the ones holding on to that last spot in the wild card.
Sure.
Dude, the Yankees are going to be there. The Red Sox are going to be there. The Angels have a tough road to hoe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they can do it. They got a lot of tough games coming up.
We talked about this on prior podcasts about the Mets. Basically, they needed to sell.
Yes. I would have kept going. I would have Lindor. I would have kept going, but go ahead.
Well, do you realize that they're spending roughly about $132 million for 10 players that aren't even playing for their team?
Correct.
Do you know
including
that,
Bobby Bonilla.
Do you know that there's 12 Major League Baseball teams whose payroll is less than $132 million?
Right?
When you think about that, they're paying for 10 players to not play on their team. And there's payrolls that are less than that. That is pretty amazing.
I'm going to double down. So you just heard my boy Stippy B talking about how the Mets are a train wreck, paying for everybody else's salary. How about this one, Anon? The Astros win the title. They have the fortunate background because of their drafting and bringing up players. They can let Verlander go. They're like, we're not giving you a 3-year, $150 million deal.
Sure.
They let him go to the Mets. What happens? Not even one season passes, and he's right back on the Astros, ready to go for the win during the regular season, get him for the playoffs, and they only have to pay half the price.
Yep.
Well, the Mets pay the other price.
And it was for just a couple of prospects.
Astros look like geniuses. It's hard for me to even talk about
What do you think about the Scherzer trade to Texas?
You know, Scherzer, I like how he came out. He's all butthurt that he traded Robertson, the closer, and he goes, well, I'm going to have to talk to the owner about this. Well, dude, you should have pitched better, both of you. Verlander got hurt. Conan gave all you guys the money, and you let him down playing like dog shit. At least Conan gets it. Artie doesn't. At least he realizes, I'm not paying these guys for losing. I'm at least going to trade him, get some money back, and get some players. Did you see?
So, Dirtbag, are you implying that the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim were the biggest losers at this trade deadline?
Absolutely. Once again, it pains me to say it, even though it looks like you got some nice guys, Grichuk, Cron, whatever, Moustakas.
I think it's hilarious. They got all these average players that they traded away either last year or the year before.
Yes. It's like a round robin effect. And here's the funny part. Some of them aren't even going to be able to play when Rendon and Trout and some of them come back.
Sure.
And Ward. Like Ward. Where's Ward go? Like, all you've done is you've taken player B- and you replaced them with B-.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Or C+, if
I agree with you. I mean, when you're fighting for the playoffs, Artie, just to let you know, when you're fighting for the playoffs and you're making this push and you're trying to sell Ohtani on coming back to the Angels, and the best you can do is Giolito, you got fucking problems, man. You got massive problems. You couldn't go after a Scherzer or a Verlander or anyone else.
I would have traded for Verlander and then went out and got some gelato instead. Some Italian ice cream.
There you go.
That's what I would have done. That's a win-win. Instead of you're a lose-lose. Anyways, and it's not over for them. I mean, remember, they're not even going to make the playoffs. I mean, just go look. I looked it up the other day. The Angels' schedule is brutal. They play the Rangers more. They play the Astros more.
They're playing Atlanta right now, getting their ass kicked.
They only play the Mariners and Athletics a couple times. Yeah. They play the Rangers and Astros more. And then they play the Braves again. They play the Rays again.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a tough road ahead of them. and they're not winning. Like, they just got smoked today, 12-5.
Did you see Eduardo Perez, obviously for ESPN, and he's a jackass. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can't stand even listening to the guy. But he came out and said if Artie doesn't trade Ohtani by the deadline, he's gonna put the Angels 7 years back. Like, and I think a solid 5 because I don't think he's re-signing with them.
No, I'm going to say 10, and I'm going to agree with Perez, because if you went the other way, you traded Rendon, you traded Renfroe, you traded Drury, you traded Ohtani, you would have stolen all these great players that are on the cusp of coming up to the big league level to go with Moniak, Ohapi,
for cheap.
Nito. Yeah, on the cheap. You would have rebuilt your whole squad, become like the Astros going forward. It's just people don't know who these players are, because it's not like the NFL where you watch college football and you see the 1% that are drafted.
Sure.
There's 35 rounds in baseball.
I didn't realize until we started talking about Ohtani getting traded to the Dodgers that the Dodgers farm system had 4 of the top 20 pitchers in the entire minor league system.
Yes.
Like like on their team.
And they didn't even get rid of any of them.
And they have the number 1 catcher.
They gave
in all of minor league baseball. I was like,
yes,
what?
They still have him.
And
they still have him too.
And they got Muncy, and they got all these other guys, May and Bueller, and
so let's say Ohtani leaves. All you've got now is a bunch of bag of donuts and no farm system.
That's
well
true.
Played.
Yep.
I'm going to offer $950,000. That's my final offer.
Okay.
Already for the team.
Let me go really quickly through the hot and cold. Hot. Atlanta, Boston, Texas, Baltimore, Dodgers, cold, Kansas City, Oakland, the Mets, Pirates, and the Rockies. Take yourself some Atlanta, Boston, and Texas, and Baltimore this weekend. Do not take the Dodgers at San Diego.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Later.